Welcome back to the Two Guys in a Cooler channel. My name's Eric, and thanks for joining me on the final chapter, part 2 of how to make pancetta. This is going to be the reveal. Now, if you're new to this channel, click that subscribe button, that notification bell. I have got some exciting videos on the horizon, especially if you're into charcuterie, cured meats, salami, and sausages. So let's take a look at this pancetta. Notice as we are progressing through the drying stage of this pancetta, the mold that we applied earlier in part 1, click that top right hand corner if you've not seen part 1 yet, is growing beautifully. That mold that we applied is Penicillium nalgiavensis, and it should give you a nice complete blanket coverage. It is an aggressive mold, and it's also a warring mold, and so it's going to really help protect your product against other molds. Now, there's a lot of really bad videos on the internet regarding the process of how to make cured meats safely, and I just want to let you know that anything other than white mold is something that you should at least pay attention to. Greens are going to impart a really funky taste to it, although they won't kill you. Blacks, reds, yellows, you definitely don't want to have anything to do with that. And a lot of charcuterie comes down to one simple thing: troubleshooting and being able to determine what you've got going on in your chamber. If your humidity is too high, you're going to give place for unwanted molds to grow. And so what we want to do now is we want to check our weight. Now, we prepared this pancetta so it doesn't have to be cooked. If you're going to want to cook this pancetta, like put it in a carbonara or something like that, you're going to use cure number 1 and only hang it for about 3 weeks. Now, that's not a product that you can eat raw. This is a product that you can eat raw because we allowed it to fully cure and dry the appropriate amount of time. To determine the amount of weight we've actually lost, I want to type in how much it weighs divided by the original starting weight minus 1. And as you can see, I'm at 26% weight loss. If your pancetta is really fatty, then you can let it dry to 15 to 20% and you're good to go. If it's kind of meaty, you're going to want to let it go between 20 to 25%. So remember how difficult it was to get that pancetta into this casing? That was the ideal casing for this particular pancetta. You don't want it too big, because if it's too big, it's going to dry in such a manner that leaves a lot of air pockets and air gaps. And those are all areas that will harbor unwanted molds and bad bacteria and things like that. As you can see, as we're unwrapping it, it is absolutely perfect. The area at the top and the area at the bottom in which there was a little bit of air, that Penicillium nalgiavensis quickly colonized, protecting it from any kind of unwanted mold. And as you can see, that casing stuck perfectly to this pancetta. And so let's go ahead and give this thing a cut. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to put some links in the description box below that has really everything you're going to need if you want to make pancetta or any other kind of salami or salumi. I've dealt with a lot of companies in the time that I've made charcuterie, and the one that I tend to always go to the most, not only because they have everything, but because of how reliable and consistent they are, is the sausage maker. So casings, cures, seasonings, pretty much you name it, they've got all of that stuff. And so let's go ahead and cut into this thing. Now, the trick with pancetta, and really any of your whole muscles, is you want to slice it as thin as possible. This is a delicate cut of meat, and if it's too thick, it's not going to be easy to chew, and that's not really a fun experience. But if you slice it paper thin, the fat is going to melt in your mouth, the seasonings are going to come through ever so gently, and it's going to be amazing. I'm sampling this right now for the first time, and it's seasoned perfectly. It's not too salty. The juniper berries really start creeping in. The cracked pepper adds a lovely flavor, and this is fit for a charcuterie plate for a king. Now let me show you how, optionally, you can finish this particular dish up if you want to. Now, it's not necessary, but this is something that I like to do. I like to equalize the charcuterie, in this case the pancetta. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a vacuum seal bag, and you have to use a vacuum seal bag. You can't use a Ziploc bag. And I'm going to vacuum seal it. And there we go. And what this is going to do, this is going to actually take whatever moisture that is in this pancetta, and it's going to distribute all throughout the entire thing, giving you one equal, evenly distributed piece of whole muscle. And it couldn't be better. It actually enhances the flavor, it enhances the experience, and whoever eats this end result product, and it normally takes anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks in the fridge, will have a lasting impression of your charcuterie. So thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any questions on the entire process of how to make pancetta, leave them in the comment section below. Like I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe. Click that notification bell. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. We've got black garlic salami. We've got the reveal on Copa. We've got the reveal on Genoa. We've got all kinds of really great stuff, plus a bunch of really new content that I'm very excited to bring to you in the near future. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next video.